A warm welcome to you. Happy International Women's Day to all the female mothers, girl child out there. I'm glad to welcome you to yet another interesting edition of your news program tagged The World This Week. And on today's edition, as always, we shall be serving you the latest local, national and international news. On the second segment, foreign news recaps, sports roundup, entertainment news, and the big one, Saturday special, will climax our package for the day. And on the Saturday special this week, we will be taking a look at the alarming rise of human trafficking. I am Okweyemi Adeomi. I'll be right back after this break. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. And those are the words of Albert Einstein. And not to forget that you can watch us live on Facebook at Ogtv and Ogun State Television, on YouTube at Ogtv Abeokuta, and on Ogtv website www.ogtv.com.ng/live. And for the latest news and reports, you can check us on this platform, X at Ogun TV, on Instagram at Ogun State Television, or download Ogtv app on Apple Store and Google Play Store. And now to the details. President Bola Tinubu has extolled the virtues of women as the world celebrates this year's International Women's Day. In a statement signed by him on Saturday, he praised the resilience, brilliance and indispensable contribution of Nigerian women, describing them as the strength that powers the country. He said his administration is committed to actualizing the renewed hope agenda. The theme for this year's celebration is tagged Invest in Women, Accelerate Action. Joining the rest of the world to celebrate this year's International Women's Day, the Association of Former Female Athletes of Nigeria, Ogun State Chapter, organized an awareness walk to celebrate women's achievement and a call to action for gender equality in Nigeria. Our reporter Olaide Oloye reports that the walk themed Accelerate Action kick-started from Ake's Palace down to Mudelawal Stadium, Ashiru, Abeokuta. Our reports.
March 8 is set aside every year to mark women's struggle for equality, enabling to develop their animals' potentials and help make the world a better place. Joining other women across the globe to celebrate 2025 edition, the Association of Former Female Athletes in Nigeria, Ogun State Chapter, held a call to action walk within Abeokuta metropolis. The awareness walk, which commenced from Ake's Palace to Mudelawal Stadium, Ashiru, was themed Accelerate Action. It brought together former female athletes from various sports disciplines, including track and field, basketball, and football, with members carrying placards and banners with messages promoting women's empowerment and equality.
We appreciate and celebrate today Women's Day. We have decided to use the theme, and we are using walking as a way to encourage other women that walking is good for you.
Addressing the public after the awareness walk, the coordinator described it as an event aimed at promoting women's empowerment and encourage women to take action towards achieving their goals.
It's better for you to walk than being someone who does not take part in active sports again. Because some of us you've seen today, some are over 70, and it is because we still exercise that is keeping us going. Anytime we don't do exercise, we will feel it.
International Women's Day is a global movement which recognizes the crucial role women play in developing the society, highlighting the need to address gender gaps.
I'm so excited working like this together with your elderly people. I was amazed. So, and it's an opportunity for us to inform people in the market, women like us, that it's good to do exercise. It's good to work. Working in a day is very good, and we show them. They also see all the banners in our hand that tells them the benefits of working.
The work, according to the association, is one of the numerous programs mapped out to commemorate the annual event. Olaide Oloye, Ogtv News.
Moving on, Ogun State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Abeokuta, has affirmed that the Prince Dapo Abiodun-led administration ongoing empowerment initiatives, especially in the skills sector, was majorly to transform the economic status of the state. Professor Aribabo revealed this during the distribution of startup kits to artisans in the Remo and Ijebu division of the state who were beneficiaries of the Ogun State Economic Transformation Project, sponsored by the World Bank, saying 990 participants will benefit from the first phase of the disbursement, while 30,000 were in focus. Aribabo stated that the Governor Dapo Abiodun's vision was to turn around the state and ensure that every citizen was empowered, hence the need to train youths on vocational skills, digital and functional literacy, among others.
I want you to help us to make sure that people can see what has happened through you. And the only way they can see it is when you actually manifest, when you use this thing and you are able to use it to impact on yourself and people around you.
For Finance and Chief Economic Advisor to the Governor, who also doubles as the Chairman Project Steering Committee on OG STEP, Mr. Dapo Okubadijo, said the program, being the skills component of OG STEP project, was aimed at ensuring that youths are adequately empowered, adding that even though formal education is highly recognized globally, youth should be critically introduced to adopt vocational education trainings.
Let the world know what we are doing here. You know that good news don't travel far, isn't it? It's only bad news that go viral. So if you truly appreciate what we have done here, make sure you tell the world so that the government can be better encouraged.
The training organized by OJ staff to include electrical installation, plumbing, welding and iron bending, masonry, computer hardware, hospitality and catering. Okubadejo said, considering the economic challenges across the world, it was essential that all youths have technical and vocational skills in order to be self-reliant. Speaking earlier, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, Mrs. Oluwatosin Oloko, enjoined the beneficiaries to start utilizing the startup kits for profit-making and not to be sold, noting that this would make them become self-reliant and also enable them empower others around them. Ogun State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Abeokuta, has commended National Examination Council's NECO for introducing computer-based examination CBE. Professor Aribabo made this commendation while playing host to the state coordinator of NECO, Mrs. Bukola Alo, and her team to his office in Abeokuta, saying it was a laudable development that would enhance the credibility of the examination and viability of NECO certificate.
I'm sure that this is going to be a situation that synergy will work. What we want to do is to make sure that everybody in the sector will do what they should do. Right now, WAEC is cooperating with us. We are also helping to make sure that the sanctity of the certificate will actually be maintained. So NECO is a credible organization, and we also want to assure you that we continue to support you.
State Coordinator NECO, Mrs. Aloy, said the Federal Ministry of Education has adopted and directed the CBE should be test run on 5 subjects, including English, mathematics, civil education, 1 entrepreneur, and 1 science subject in the forthcoming examination, seeking synergy with school principals for the conducting of each free exercise. A total of 3,175 new students have been formally admitted into Abraham Adesoya Polytechnic Ijebu-Igbo for the 2024-2025 academic session. At the institution's 19th matriculation ceremony held at the Polytechnic Auditorium, students were urged to remain focused and avoid distractions that could hinder their academic progress. Bolaji Sampson reports.
Here is a solemn pledge of fresh national diploma and higher national diploma student, both full-time and part-time, for the 2024-2025 academic session. By taking the matriculation oath, they are formally recognized as bona fide student of Abraham Adesoya Polytechnic, Ijebu-Igbo. The oath binds them to the institution's rules, regulations, and core values. The 19th matriculation ceremony was attended by members of the governing council, principal officers of the institution, deans of schools, directors, heads of department, academic and non-academic staff, as well as parents, guardians, and the matriculating student. The rector of the Polytechnic, Dr. Mobolaji Onosoya, emphasized that the occasion marks a significant milestone in the students' lives, and each of them has every reason to be proud of their achievement.
Not long ago, you took an oath which we call a pledge of obedience. This pledge binds you to the rules, regulations, and ideals of Abraham Adesoya Polytechnic Ijebu-Igbo. I therefore urge you to take this commitment seriously.
He highlighted that the Polytechnic is renowned for its rigorous academic standards and practical approach to learning, ensuring students are challenged intellectually, emotionally, and physically. Over the years, Abraham Adesoya Polytechnic has been built on the pillars of excellence, integrity, innovation, and community service. The institution takes pride in producing graduates who are not only technically proficient, but also morally upright. Bolaji Sampson, Ogtv News.
Away from education, and in a bid to improve the quality and access of potable water across the state, the Ogun State Water Corporation has intensified its comprehensive inspection of its key water infrastructure.
Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company, IBEDC, would like to categorically state that the claim by the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, or your branch, of sacking over 3,000 employees is completely false and misleading. The individuals involved were outsourced personnel of Premier International Procurement and Logistics Limited, PIPLL, a third-party human resource outsourcing firm, who seconded the staff to IBEDC. IBEDC is not responsible for their termination or any potential reinstatement. These reports not only misrepresent the facts, but also undermine public discourse, potentially misleading both the general public and the stakeholders. We urge the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, the media, and the public to take note that the affected individuals were never employees of IBEDC. We sincerely appreciate the continued support and understanding of our stakeholders as we work tirelessly to provide accurate information and maintain the high-quality service that our customers expect. Announcer, IBEDC.
Welcome back. you're still watching The World This Week, and in a bid to improve the quality and access of potable water across the state, the Ogun State Water Corporation has intensified its comprehensive inspection of its key water infrastructure, aimed at identifying areas that require upgrades and enhancements. Inkem Ago was with the team on the inspection exercise. Our report.
The inspection exercise cuts across Yemoji Water Scheme, Yemoji Stream, Imagbon, Ikoto, Alakpo Booster Station, Ikongba Borehole Station, Ijebu Igbo Business Area Office, Akpoje Water Supply Scheme, and Agoiwoye Water Scheme. Other facilities visited included water schemes, boreholes, treatment plants, and pumping stations. The purpose of the exercise is to evaluate the current condition of facilities and pinpoint areas in need of repair and upgrade. Special Advisor to the Ogun State Governor on Sustainable Development Goals and Water Resources, Honorable Damilola Otubanjo, says the purpose of the exercise is to know how the corporation can improve water production and also know how to optimize the Ijebu-Ode water scheme.
A lot of our challenges has been largely due to the fact that a number of our customers, thousands of customers, have been cut off by the road rehabilitation and road constructions. This has massively affected the service delivery. So part of our evaluation is to see which ones do we revitalize, bring back to work, in order to see how we can improve service delivery of water to other areas, not just the Abeokuta metropolis.
She stated that the state government is committed in investing in the upgrades and utilizing advanced technologies to ensure reliable and safe water supply for everyone in the state.
We want to be able to provide convenient access to making payments right from their phones. We're introducing USSD code, we're introducing apps, we're increasing the number of POSs that they have to collect revenue. That way we can mop up and make sure that most of the value that we're getting back is what the water that we're actually selling out. Yes. So.
Alaja Muinot Jaji, the governor's consultant on water, added that the agency will also introduce and increase the presence of microorganisms that will help clean polluted water. Meanwhile, the Ogun State Water Corporation has also announced plans to implement a mandatory transition from flat rate and post-paid billing to prepaid water meters to enhance service delivery, transparency, and revenue collection.
Sometimes customers say, oh, we don't get the water, so we're not going to pay. When we meter you, you only pay for what you use.
It also gave customers a 2-week deadline for those under the flat rate and post-paid categories to migrate from prepaid meters and settle outstanding debts, stating that failure to comply would result in service disconnection from the corporation's water mains. Inkem Agu, Ogtv News.
Moving on, stakeholders meeting aimed at addressing and finding solutions to the challenges affecting the flow of legitimate cross-border trade between Nigeria and the Republic of Benin through the Idiroko and Igolo border post has been convened. Addressing the gathering, Area Controller of the Nigerian Customs Service, Controller Muhammad Shahibu, emphasized the economic relationship between both countries and the need to summon several hurdles hindering the smooth flow of trade.
As we are all aware, there are several hurdles along the way that hinder the smooth flow of trade. The left and on the right, the whole place is full of traders willing to cross the border to vice versa to Benin and Nigeria. But a few years later, things are no more the same. But then, we were never discouraged. We kept putting in effort and make sure that new things start to happen. And that is why today, it becomes a very prominent element for every one of us to be a good partaker of the challenges we are facing.
The meeting aimed to contribute at both ends towards the wider goals of regional integration and sustainable development. Ogun State House of Assembly, through its Committee on Justice, Ethics and Public Petitions, chaired by Honorable Oluseun Adesoya, has re-invited the management of Zama Plastics Industry FZE, led by Ms. Mu Rihong and Ms. Mu Gi, as well as the management of Ogun Guangdong Free Trade Zone Igbesa, to appear before it next Tuesday, 11th of March 2025. Over the former complaint by one of the parties, Ms. Zeng Yuan, on allegations of threats to investment, breach of agreement and breach of peace at the Ogun Guangdong Free Trade Zone in the state. Kolawole Osho report is presented in this package.
Presiding over the meeting, Honorable Oluseun Adesoya, in company of other lawmakers, including the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Bolanle Ajayi, and the Majority Leader, Honorable Yusuf Sharif, decried the attitude of the respondent for refusing to honor the agreement reached with the petitioner, who was the chairman of Zama Plastic FZE, Mrs. Zeng Yan, in the presence of the committee at the last meeting, and also failed to attend the meeting. The House Committee Chairman noted that Section 128 of the Constitution empowers the Assembly to conduct investigations, just as the Assembly would not hesitate to invoke Section 129D of the Constitution to issue a warrant to compel the invitees to attend subsequent meetings of the House Committee with a view to resolving the conflict before it snowballs into breach of peace.
We want to emphatically invite them for the last time. Therefore, Zama Plastic FZE, Ogun Guangdong Free Trade Zone, and the management of Ogun Guangdong Free Trade Zone as well, we are inviting them for the last time to come to this honorable house next week Tuesday, 11th of March 2025 by 11 o'clock.
He therefore warned the failure of the respondent, including the management of Zama Plastic FZE, Ms. Muiru Young, and the management of the Ogun Guangdong Free Trade Zone, would result in issuing a warrant to compel them to attend the next meeting. The Assembly, at the meeting the previous week, through its Committee on Justice, Ethics and Public Petition, led by Honorable Adesoya, where he directed the management of Zama Plastic Industry FZE to return all share capitals and right accrued to its chairman, Zeng Yan, an aggrieved partner, who is also a Chinese national and investor in the Ogun Guangdong Free Trade Zone. The resolution was reached during a tripartite meeting at the Assembly Complex, Okemoson, Abeokuta, the previous week, involving all parties in the formal complaint by one of the parties, Ms. Zeng Yan, on the allegation of threat to investment, breach of agreement and breach of peace at the Ogun Guangdong Free Trade Zone in the state, but the respondent failed to keep to the resolution, prompting further deliberation on the matter. The committee chairman, in company of the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Bolanle Ajayi, and Majority Leader Yusuf Sharif, and other lawmakers stressed the need for a peaceful resolution of the matter between the petitioner and the respondent within 5 days.
The Mufassir of Uwu Sheikh Sharafaddin Fadikwe has called for unity among Muslims in the spirit of Ramadan to achieve what Allah has ordained for them on earth. He made this call during a Ramadan lecture titled Resolving Conflicts with Islamic Wisdom, Lessons from the Sunnah, held at the Olowu's Palace, Okiagowu, Abeokuta. Bolaji Samson brings us details of the ceremony.
Muslims have been urged to use this year's Ramadan as an opportunity to resolve outstanding disputes which are feared could create divisions within the community. The Mufassir of Uwu Sheikh Sharafaddin Fadikwe made this appeal during the 2025 annual Ramadan lecture organized by the Supreme Council of Uwu Muslim Community under the chairmanship of Al-Haji Ismail Akindele. It was emphasized that Ramadan is a time for introspection, self-discipline, reinforcing the values of compassion, empathy, and charity.
Human beings, there will always be conflict. We will always have issues amongst ourselves. It is not the issue itself, but the way we manage it that matters. And that's what determines whether we can live in peace and harmony after the conflict or otherwise.
Our spirit that lived through us, or that we lived through during Ramadan, we should make a lot of effort to sustain it, even after. It is the way of life. What we are doing now is how we are supposed to live, the way the Quran described it, the way the Prophet ﷺ also laid it down in the Sunnah.
Fear Allah. Eating, drinking, or any other play is very simple, but the power of control. You see something you cannot eat. You see something you cannot drink. You see something you cannot do it. That is the fear of Allah. That is al-taqwa. You need to be pious.
While highlighting the foundational principles of Islam, which promote peace, justice, and compassion.
They should be very prayerful, they should be calm, truthful, and persevere when they are asking Allah for anything. They should be patient, because with patience, Allah is behind anybody that is patient.
But all that we have been doing, all that we are doing, and that we will do in the future, that may Almighty Allah continue to bless it for us.
If there is conflict during Ramadan, you have to forgive each other.
Muslims were encouraged to live harmoniously with others regardless of their faith or background. Bolaji Samson, Ogtv News.
Moving on, the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation has informed all federal workers of ongoing salary deductions following salary overpayment in December 2024 due to a system error. In a statement signed by the Director of Press and Public Relations, Bawa Mokwa, the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation explained that overpayments are currently being recovered through deductions from affected workers' salaries. The Office of the Accountant General of the Federal said there were no shortfalls in salaries paid to federal workers in January and February 2025, adding that the amounts received during the period reflected normal salaries after the exhaustion of various arrears paid in the last quarter of 2024. Workers had received arrears from the minimum wage to 25% and 35% salary increase and wage awards between October and December 2024, the statement noted. At least 12 people were injured when masked gunmen indiscriminately opened fire at a pub in Toronto, Canada, police said Saturday, adding that they were looking for 3 male suspects. Police did not provide a motive for the attack, which took place late Friday in an eastern part of Canada's largest city. All of the victims were hospitalized, but their lives were not in danger. The suspects were armed with an assault rifle and handgun, police told local media at the scene. A mission from West African Regional Bloc ECOWAS has left Guinea-Bissau, saying the president had threatened to expel it. Also, China has warned the U.S. it is ready to